everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. My name is Dave Juskow. It is Tuesday, February 7th, and we bring you the show every Tuesday at 6 o'clock without fail, unless Mike is on an airplane. Hey-o! Yes, I am here with the amazing comedian Mike Suarez from, I want to say Houston all the time, but no, you're in around the San Antonio area. I am here. The next 3 weeks coming up, we will be in studio. Next week, of course, on Valentine's Day, I asked Colin Smith if he'd come in and sing a couple of love songs.
Yep.
I'm trying to get some whores, some girls in the studio. Is this on? No, I'm just kidding. I actually tried. I called two girls. I'm like, would you like to come to the studio? We'll go out for dinner. I'm like, you're asking me a week before Valentine's? I'm like, so I don't know if that's working out well. Remember, I'm going to try on February 15th to try and get a date for Valentine's Day next year for 2024. It's going to take me a full year to put this together. So yes, sounds romantic. But Mike, make sure we mic his guitar this time if Colin does agree to come. Okay, good. And of course I'll sing a little song myself. Look, I'm doing Major Healy from My Dream Genie. Tony, Genie, Mellows. Now I'd like to do the same character from the Bob Newhart Show. Bob, Emily, Marsha Wallace. Thank you. Used to be a huge imitation for me back in 1983. Hello, Catalina, my favorite English-speaking people in the world. Hello, Marcy. Hello, JWB61. Hello, Angela, JWB61 from Hawaii. Hello, Anonymous. Hello, Marcy. Starting off with, what were you saying? Something about Meghan Markle or whatever it is. But boy, they really are horrible people, aren't they? But now what do they do? What did I just read about them today? They are now making romantic comedies. How could I not know about that? I'm going to have them talk in my class. And by the way, folks, let me say, Professor, I wish I could show you the papers that the kids have been giving me, because it says on the front, like completely closed, the name of the class, then Professor Juskow's class, and then the date and the name of the person. And it's funny every time. I mean, it's fantastic. Professor Juskow. It's no joke. I know we were making fun that I'm Professor David Juskow, but I am. It's fantastic. Mike, I cannot tell you how fantastic it is. I am having such a good time teaching these kids. Hi, Aunt Judy. That thing we were talking about today, I think it's going to work out. And I hope you're feeling better.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, I was talking to Aunt Judy. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I hope you're feeling better too.
Mike and I were talking about something else that could be good, and hopefully we'll have something to mention next week. That might be fun. A live show finally at the Comedy Cellar for me and Michael. And that is key. Billy Joel at the Garden Friday, May 5th. Seinfeld at the Beacon, May 6th. Anonymous always is out and about, but she's still anonymous. We don't know who she is, but that sounds like a fun weekend, man. That sounds awesome. Billy Joel at the Garden, May 5th. Seinfeld at the Garden. Alon and I are going to see Billy on March 26th, Sunday, March 26th, at the Garden, which is actually bothering me because I know Sarah's in Montclair, New Jersey, performing, Sarah Silverman, which is hilarious because normally I'm in Montclair, because on Thursdays, that's where I teach. Send Kat the link to the Godfather episodes. You mean the ones from the cellar?
I think that's what she means.
What?
I think that's what she means.
Yeah, I could do that. Well, I'm feeling it. I mean, the links are all on my Spotify Juskow in the City account. I think I put them all up there. That's the weekend they're coming to the city. Who's coming to the city?
A week late, and I think maybe possibly Catalina.
No, Catalina would have told me if she was coming into the city. There's no way you guys in the chat room know before I do that Catalina's coming. What?
She's been talking about it, but saying she can't make it.
I know she's been talking about it, but there's no, I mean, we talk all the time, me and Catalina. We talk almost every day. If she's not going to mention that she's actually coming, that would be really weird.
Yeah, I said possibly. I didn't say she was. She didn't change her mind yet. If she could make it, she would. But
Oh, of course, I know that, and we would
But a
love
week
to
late, I
see him.
believe, is coming that week.
Oh, let me know when Nick is here. By the way, he can come on anytime.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, I'm such a mess. When somebody comes into the city, I get upset. I'm like, oh my god, my plans are going to change, and you know what my plans are? Doing nothing. Nuts. I got 2 people coming in this Friday where I have to go out, and I had to go out last Friday, and it was girls' night out. Some girls from work, and we had a wine, and and it was not sexy. And the girl whose house I went over was burning a pumpkin candle, and now my coat smells like a pumpkin candle, and I'm really angry at her. Catalina, if I knew you were coming, see, if I knew in advance, these are people that are calling me that night, the day before. It drives me crazy. Well, who am I kidding? I'd love if Catalina came. That would be different. I think that's how crazy I am, Catalina. It's like when somebody asks me to open for them, or Jeff Ross says, "Come to Ireland with me." I get upset. Do you understand what I'm saying? In the moment when it's happening, I'm happy, but leading up to it, I am a mental mess. You got to get over that. But I think that's what happens when you live alone for too long. So, anyway, let me just say that this is the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show, and we do this show to promote the wonderful Comedy Cellar, which is on 3rd Street and McDougal, and in the West Village of New York City. And if you were to go there this evening after this show, you could see Joe Mackey back at the Cellar, and Caitlin Palufo, who we always like, and of course Dave Attell late night. That's always a treat. And if you were at the Vegas show this week, you could see our friend Greer Barnes there. And that's always, he's fantastic. He's a great comic. So that would be terrific. Let's see, what's in the news today? Everybody's talking about picture number 1, Mike, if you could throw that up there. Everybody's talking about my arch enemy, who I hate. I really dislike him, which is Ben Affleck. And they're all talking about at the Grammys that he was just having the most miserable time. And him and J-Lo were fighting because J-Lo's like, lighten up. This is what you signed up for. I hate you. You look at him. He is the worst person. This is on J-Lo. Why are you marrying this guy? He's absolutely awful. He's an awful person. His grandparents were slaves. He tried to get that taken off his record, but it's true. He can't, he's got to have a sober partner with him all the time. He can't stay up, and because his life isn't charmed enough. And it's this guy is really awful. Look at the second one. There was a lip reader there, and they figured out what exactly she was saying. Stop. What is it? I can't. What is that?
Sorry, it went away. This thing is being weird.
Yeah, isn't that annoying? It's all right. Pretend you look. That's all right. It's all right. It's you can go to the next one too. I mean, it's the first 4, I think. So then, then he's like whispering, like, "Shut up, you jerk off!" Stop mocking me. Look at her. I mean, you can go to the next one too, I think. Or is that the last one? I think there was 4. Yeah. Look at him. He's so miserable, and they're just having a bad time. Why are they having a bad time? Because she married Ben Affleck like an idiot. Ben Affleck's a horrible person. If you haven't noticed, good Batman. Are you nuts? A week late? He's the worst Batman. Oh. No.
Clooney, I think, was the worst Batman.
Clooney's bad Batman too, but Ben Affleck is the worst. It goes like this: Keaton, West. No, I don't know. I'm going through my Batman. Actually, I thought Val Kilmer did an excellent job, and I thought Robert Pattinson did an okay job from a different aspect.
Yeah,
and Christian Bale is outstanding. So, yes. But Clooney was excellent. Anonymous, it's so funny you bring up the facts of life. I am plenty. You can take off the picture. Or we can just go to if it's easier. Let's go to the next one's all Grammy related too. This is Madonna at the Grammys, picture number 5. It's everybody's been talking about her puffy cheeks because she's been getting work done. See, it's really awkward. And what she's trying to do, what she has said, is the next picture. She wants to go back to 2000 Madonna, where she looked fairly. Mike, what are you doing?
It
What's
keeps
going on
doing
over
that instead of what it's supposed to do. I'm sorry. It's supposed to
Um,
make that thing go away, and it's not doing it this
I
time.
know, I know. I mean, I know what you were doing, but it's fun to make fun of. Um, anyway, yes, she wants to go back to that look with high cheekbones and stuff, but no, Anonymous, she does not. Meg Ryan looks worse. Meg Ryan really, yeah, look, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's just not good for anybody.
She looks like she just got done with that slap fighting from Dana White.
Yeah, right? I know, my nose is running. Sorry. I got too excited. So anyway, yeah, I want my 2000 body too, right? Um, Anonymous said she looks like Meg Ryan too. But anyway, I was thinking of the facts of life. I was going to talk about this on my podcast this week, Just Kansas City. Saturday night, obviously I do nothing. I was watching the Facts of Life, Mike. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's only season 3. Tootie goes into the city by herself and ends up as a prostitute because she goes into a coffee shop. It's the funniest. It's like no wonder people are afraid of New York City. If you're watching that as a little kid and you go to the city by yourself and all of a sudden you end up in prostitution. I mean, can you blame? I just can't. That episode was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. And that's just too much from a comedy show. And they had other ones that are too much, but it was ridiculous. I'll talk more about it.
Oh, that's when she met that girl with the fur coat, right?
How did you know that?
I pulled it up and I was like, that's right. I remember this one now.
Yeah, with Tammy Lauren. Her name is. I'm obsessed with that girl back then. Her name was Tammy Lauren. She was really pretty. She's in a bunch of TV shows and stuff. I had a big crush on her because I assume we were about the same age back then. Yep, I can't believe you, Mike. How did you even? That's amazing. Yeah, she runs into a prostitute who's about her age, and then the pimp says, "I want her," and she's like, "No, just let her go, Mike. Come on, just let her go." And he's like, "No, I want her, or else." And they're trying to get her to come over. It's really, yeah, Mike is a magician. You got that right, Catalina. That was, I can't believe you remember that episode. So I guess that's why when I was watching it, I'm like, okay, yeah, that it spoke to me too, in a sense. I'm like, this is crazy. It's stuck in your head all those years, right? So yeah, because you're watching
it, like the world's weirdest pimp casting.
Yeah, right. That pimp is like the who is he? Like I've seen him in a whole bunch of like yeah, he's just playing the heavy. Yeah, Mike is an AI bot. You're right about that. Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're gonna have a good time once you go over Tammy's house. It's gonna be all right. Oh, that's so funny. So you knew exactly what I was talking about because that's how messed up that episode was.
Yeah.
She's just, I mean, who's that stupid that I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but that girl, I mean, that, Tammy Lauren was very pretty and she was in many things. And the funny thing, right, that's why I got confused because also in that episode is Lauren Tom. So it's Tammy Lauren, Lauren Tom. Lauren, who I recognize, Lauren Tom might be a comedian, but I'm not positive, but she was in Friends as Ross's girlfriend, Julie, who everybody hated because we wanted them to get together with Jennifer Aniston. And then I think she has an unbelievable voiceover career. So I got confused between Lauren Tom and Tammy Lauren, but now I'm all in. I know everything.
Yes.
Also, in New York Magazine just put out their new etiquette rules for 2023. They have 140 New York City etiquette rules. I don't know if you've seen them. I just wrote down the highlights. I do this all the time, and they're saying not to. I think they're a little out of touch because then I don't know what to say. Don't address 2 or more women as ladies. That's ridiculous. I only work with women, and what the hell am I supposed to call them?
You say, "What's up, you old bags?"
Yeah, right. I try not to call them girls because I've been told that's not cool. So I call them ladies. What am I supposed to say for 2 or more? I mean, this is ridiculous. That is not a horrible thing. They say it's oddly creepy when it comes from a man, and in other contexts, it reads as an unnecessary attempt, hi Nick, to feign some kind of unity or connection between women. Well, what the fuck? Nick, how are you?
Dave, I'm great and I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here too.
This is fun. I've only
thank-
been here a few seconds, but I feel the energy.
We're just talking about New York Magazine just came up with their new etiquette rules. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah. So the first one is don't address two or more women as ladies.
Oh,
That's ridiculous. Angela says
enjoy-
hello to you. Catalina got extremely excited that you were on the show today.
Oh, that's nice.
You're beloved here in the podcast. Don't say, or they say accents aren't cute.
Huh.
I disagree 100 times.
They
They are. That's what they're saying. You're not supposed to say. Here's a good one. White people should always pronounce 50 Cent. He's not fitty for you. I mean, that's
Understood.
the fun of mispronouncing it is why it's fun to be white.
It almost never comes up.
Here's a good one. It's perfectly fine to walk through someone's scene. What they're saying is, if they're shooting a movie, which they do all the time in the city, they can go fuck themselves. They don't own the street. That is my favorite thing to do. I get so angry when they stop me when they're shooting. If they're polite and you say, like, could you just give us a second? But if they're rude, I'm like, go fuck yourself.
What if it's Christian Bale?
Oh, then there's no way I'm walking through that scene. I don't want to hear that wrath. I always ask, is this a Christian Bale movie? And you can go fuck yourself. And the other thing they're talking about, this is insane, tipping at coffee shops or bodegas at least 20%. No, it's bad enough that now when I buy a cup of coffee for $7, they have the tipping machine. I usually do put in $1, but I won't put it in cash. But if they have the tip sitting there and the person's watching me do it, I'll put $1 in. But this is ridiculous for tipping for a bodega. You know, I mean, come on. This is not cool.
Yeah, and now they have this thing, and I don't know if you've noticed it, but when you get your check back and it's on the little machine and it always says 20, 25, or 30. And nothing comes at 15 anymore, less than 20. It's
please. Again, I've been complaining that about on my podcast. There's a place down on 20th and 1st called Rosemary's. I got screwed on that. The guy was holding the machine. He wouldn't even put it down. Now I've said, can you leave this here with me? Because I don't want to embarrass myself. And it's set at 25, and you have to scroll left to go lower in front of the guy and your date.
Right.
And it makes you look like an ass. It's also you anonymous. You know everywhere. You know, I'm only mad at Rosemary's for that reason. And then the guy who's holding the machine, and then they say, do you want to take a survey? I'm like, yeah, I'll take the survey. He goes, oh, you don't have to take a survey. I'm like, no, I'm taking the survey. You keep holding this machine, you asshole. And that's at the end of the meal, so it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, I felt the guy was nothing but nice, but this electronic tipping, unless you're leaving it at the place, you know, they're usually standing over you, watching you. I need time to figure it out. I have to get my calculator.
Right.
I don't know how to tip 20%.
How was the service?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that I love if they have that. If I can just keep the waiter some more, you know, especially when they're holding it, I want to keep them there forever because I hate it. I don't know what Discord is. Also, what was the other thing I wanted to say about Anonymous said she was in the city when she was a kid when Harrison Ford was filming regarding Henry on 81st and Columbus and ran into him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Harrison Ford. You know,
everybody likes Harrison Ford. He's the coolest.
I know.
He's way cool.
He's a DILF crush for Catalina.
Oh, right. I see. Well, yeah, Catalina's quite young. Meanwhile, I was just reading about Indiana Jones 5, and they're totally CGIing him or whatever it'd be calling.
Right, and that woman is in it that I like from Fleabag, and
she's going to be the love interest?
I think she's in it. I don't know exactly what her.
What's her name? She's got 3 names, right?
Yeah, Kristen Scott Thomas. I'm kidding.
You got me there. Wait, that's not it.
Brian Scott McFadden. What is
Oh.
he? I don't know.
I haven't seen that guy in a long time.
He's so good.
Hey, where are you performing out this weekend?
I'm out in St. Louis at the St. Charles Funny Bone, everybody. The St. Charles Funny Bone.
Awesome.
Thursday through Saturday.
Awesome. Nick Griffin at the St.
Are
Charles
you betting
Funny
on the
Bone.
game, or is that something we're doing later?
Let's
Phoebe
do it now.
Waller Bridge, by the way.
Phoebe
Waller,
Bridge,
but thank
right.
you so much.
No, let's do it now. Let's take a look. Mike, first, do you have the... Oh, no, I have it here. Okay. Here, I'm going to share my screen, Mike, okay?
All right.
Let's just get to it. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
I
sir.
can.
All right. So the standings, Nick is one above me, and you're
Oh, look
146.
at that. I must have had a bad day. I must have done poorly near the end.
Yeah, you did. You did a little poor during the end. And I don't know. I got prop bets coming up. Should we include those in the things, Mike? What do you think?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
The big picture. Well, I don't want Nick to not win, but I, like just
No,
because
it's fine. It's
all right,
totally
cool.
fine. I'm
All right, so
down.
let's just start. I'm sorry, Nick. I think I'm going Eagles.
Your brain says Eagle. My brain says possibly Eagles, but I actually because of their heart and their Midwest heritage, I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
You can't go against your team.
No, I can't, and I love them.
Yeah, I know you do. I mean, there's no reason they can't win. I don't know. I got a feeling about the Eagles. Mike, what do you think?
I'm gonna go Eagles.
Uh-oh. Catalina said we should always go Eagles. Everybody wants to pick Eagles because of Catalina's tattoo. I'll wait a little bit more for the audience to make a good, educated decision here, Mike. So try and keep tabs if you can. For now, with the over-under picking, it's 51 points. Now, normally, I would totally pick that over. The Eagles score a lot. Kansas City scores a lot. But Kansas City hasn't been scoring a lot all season. I mean, Nick, do you see this as a high-scoring affair, or do you see more defensive struggle?
Honestly, and I'm no expert, obviously, but I would go defensive struggle.
So you're saying under?
I'm going to go under, I guess.
You're
Yeah.
gonna go KC and the under. This is the way I look at it. I think if the Eagles win, it goes over, and if KC wins, somehow it goes under. So I guess it's very difficult for me. Oh, I guess this one isn't working. Oh, it's very difficult for me to bet anything but the over. So I'm always going to go over because I'm always rooting for scoring. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, just by what the spread is, if the Eagles win, they're gonna be an over.
One would think, right? So,
Basically.
and so what has the chat room said? Is there any more, or are they all going Eagles?
They're tied. It's 3-3 from people who have voted so far.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know whether they're going to pick over or under, but
Eagles.
how many hits do the Eagles
and Judy
have?
broke the tie.
So we're going Eagles.
Yeah.
All right. So, and Catalina goes, I rest my case.
Look at that.
Angela,
4-2.
Yeah, and Angela went Eagles too. So
yeah. So we went 5-3. And what do you think they're gonna? I'll just say they're going. Since we have two overs, I'll put an under for them, and we'll just call it a day.
yeah, if they're gonna win, it's gonna end up being an under. I think.
Should I just? Yeah, I'll stop sharing, and then I'll go to the props. We might as well just go there, right?
Sure.
Have some fun. I made some good ones, not so hard because I know we're not really, we're kind of done with football, but these props are super fun. So I think we will enjoy this as the show that you love, the Comedy Cellar Nightly show. All right, Mike, I'm sharing again.
Alrighty.
I'm going to start here. Okay, we're going to start with the length of the national anthem. And this year it's big. It's Chris Stapleton. He's an idiot. And that's because I'm not from the South. And you have over 205 or under 205, which is usually they set it at a minute something. So it sounds like they're expecting this guy to whine for hours. So I guess because I've never seen a line that high. It's usually never over 2 minutes. So I'm going to go over. This guy's just going to keep on talking. Well, and that oh, yeah. Sorry, Nick.
I was going to say, I feel like he's going to milk it. I feel like he's going to go slow, and I feel like he's going to go over.
Yep. Mike?
I'm going to say over as well. He's going to.
I see.
I think we've already said.
I saw one under and then mostly overs in the chat room.
Correct.
Okay, so we're all going over. And next is the coin toss, of course. Heads or tails. As you can see here, I usually just always go. I usually go with tails because I always want to pick heads. So I figure if I go with tails, then it's the right thing. I'm going to go. Catalina, did you just say they cut it down to 305? That's a Billy Joel reference. I love it.
Yeah, Marcy brought that up.
Oh, that was Marcy. You did it. Well done. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go tails. Nick, this is a stupid one.
I'm actually going to go heads. I know it's edgy, but
Mike,
heads as well.
I forgot to check this year of what it's been and go with the probabilities.
I see heads. The probability goes by whatever it's up, whatever is slightly higher for whatever.
I see heads all around on the chat room, so I will be the only person that picks tails. Which quarterback will be shown first during the national anthem? I love this prop. Will it be Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts? Now, do you go to the guy that's never been to the Super Bowl before, or do you go to the beloved Patrick Mahomes, who's a little injured and they've been talking about? I say I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes first. Nick?
It's a good bet. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes.
Because there's the theory that you're like, oh, let's see what the quarterback that's never been here before. But I think Patrick Mahomes is your, quote, money shot. Right. Mike?
I agree, Mahomes.
I see one Mahomes, and then Angela goes green shirt.
3 Mahomes and 1 green shirt so far.
All right, Mahomes it is. Let's move on. First scoring play. Will it be a touchdown or will it be a field goal? It's always tough in the Super Bowl. People are nervous. They get scared. It's usually a field goal. But these two teams, they're really good at going down the field and scoring on the first thing. Nick, you go first. I can't decide.
I am going to go. I'm feeling very positive. I'm going to go with either team touchdown.
Okay. Mike, what do you think?
Field goal.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
That's got to be the bet is field goal, but I'm
Yeah, I'm going to go touchdown also. Everybody else is saying touchdown, I see.
Yep. Touchdown. Yeah, all touchdowns except for Marcy and Angela.
Right. Well, Marcy's just angry that the Bengals aren't in there. First offensive play of the game, a rush or a pass, which is more. I always go with a pass. That, especially Kansas City, you want to get it going, and I go with the pass. I say if I was a coach of a Super Bowl, I'd be like, nah, let's do it. Let's get it in. Fuck that rush shit.
Fuck that rush shit.
Yep.
You are a coach.
I've heard in the 70s a lot.
That's the name of my new book. Nick, what do you think?
I got to go with pass. I just.
But of course, the go with the pass first is a crazy move. But it's like you're going for it all. You're not playing tomorrow, no matter what happens. Mike?
Pass.
I see pass all through the chat room, so we're all going pass.
Pass.
What will Rihanna's first song be? We can choose from Diamonds. Bitch better have money. I love saying that as a white person. 50 Cent. Fuck you. Etiquette people. Don't Stop the Music. Umbrella. Stay. And SOS. Now, my guess is there's no way it's Umbrella. I think she's ending with that. Or with Diamonds. They what's the bigger song?
What's the newest one?
I don't know. She hasn't come out with a new one in a long time, I think.
I'm going to go with Don't Stop the Music.
All right.
That was my guess as well.
Oops. I pressed the wrong one. Sorry. I don't know where I am. Wait, is it this one? There it is. Sorry. I'll know that. Wait, Mike, you're going with Don't Stop the Music as well?
Yes.
You're going with Don't Stop the Music. Why? Angela said that too.
I feel it's the upbeatest one to start with. That leads into other ones better.
Right. It comes out and you're saying Don't Stop the Music. It's a beginning song.
I'm going to go with Diamonds.
I don't know it.
And it looks like everybody's saying Don't Stop the Music as well, huh? I see an umbrella, but
there's two umbrellas, one Don't Stop the Music.
So there's two umbrellas.
Yeah.
So should I press umbrella?
Yeah.
All right. And who will have more? I love this one. Jason Tatum points. The Celtics. Oh crap! I can't remember who they're playing. Oh, they're playing Toronto, I think, on Sunday at 3, just before the game starts, or the Kansas City Chiefs. Who will have more points?
I'm going to go with Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I think I was going to do the same thing. I say Jason Tatum scores like 30 points. Mike? Ooh. It's a good toss-up. I love this bet.
You're a toss-up.
I'm going to go with Chiefs just to be different.
There you go.
Good. If the Chiefs score more than Jason Tatum, one would assume they are winning that game. So you're kind of going against yourself. And what is everybody saying in the chat room?
Anonymous says Jason Tatum. Marcy says Jason Tatum.
So we're going Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
Who will have more points?
Yeah.
The Anaheim Ducks and Golden Knights goals, or the touchdowns combined by the Chiefs and the Eagles? Let's say if the score is 28-21, what is that? 7 touchdowns, or will there be more goals in the combined Ducks Knights game that same day? Nick, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Chiefs Eagles. Are going to be more.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say that too. Mike?
Oh, Chiefs.
I see Mighty Ducks. What is that the consensus, or is it Chiefs?
It's the first vote so far. That was a week late vote from the last one.
Oh, I see. Well, if she says Ducks, let's go with Ducks.
Let's go Ducks.
And what color is the Gatorade? Will it be orange, lime, green, or yellow? Clear?
No.
Blue?
No.
Red?
No.
Or purple? Now, I will tell you that I believe...
You have some inside info on this?
Well, I believe when the Eagles beat the 49ers for the NFC Championship, their Gatorade bath was orange or yellow. And I think when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl 3 years ago, it was orange. So I would go by that theory, who you think is going to win. So with that thinking, maybe the Eagles are going to win, I'm going to pick yellow. Nick, what do you think?
You know what? I'm gonna go with orange.
It's the right thing because you picked the Chiefs. That's the theory, is they would definitely have the same Gatorade color as what got them to a victory previous, right? Mike, what do you think?
Whatever their quarterback's favorite flavor is.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with red. Just be red.
That's this one. You know what's funny is that it would be hilarious if, they were just there and they didn't tell the team, but they're like, one of the people in the staff is like, no, let's make it purple. You know how much money we could win if we have it on purple and we win? Just put a side bet on that purple color. What's everybody saying? I see blue.
Blue and orange are the ones winning right now.
Let's go with blue because nobody has that. Now, where's that? Right here. Good. And I think this is the last one. Who will the MVP thank first? Our favorite one. The city, the team, or God? Again, it probably depends on which quarterback wins. So, or who with the MVP. So maybe it's like Kelsey
you
or
choose
something.
this one first.
Let's just say that let's say that I'm saying the Eagles win. Boy, it's tough. You know what? I just got to pick God. Those guys are idiots. I hate when they pick God. That God needed the Eagles to win to make sure everybody's not homeless anymore. You fucking selfish pricks. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
I'm going to go with the city.
Good. I like it. I
think that's a long shot, but I'm going to take a shot.
It's not a long shot at all. Mike?
I'm going to go with the city as well.
And what is everybody saying in the chat room? I can't tell.
Kind of all over the place. City, well, a lot of God. I think God is the winner so far.
Yeah, God's got to be the number one.
All right. And that's it for this week. Those are our props. I love it. Oh, it's already like 6:40, so I guess let's just get to the slides then too. We'll just keep sharing the screen. Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah.
Got a lot of fun stuff this week for you. It's always a good time. I am now sharing my screen, Michael, and you can see Puxatawny Phil there. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. As you know, the groundhog did see a shadow. There are 6 more weeks of winter, unless you are in Hawaii. Hello, Liz from Canada. They probably
that was Liz Furiati.
No. You probably think, wouldn't that be great? She's like, oh, Jessica, I love your show.
I'm a regular listener.
Yeah, right. But Liz from Canada is probably like, you idiots with your groundhogs. It's going to be 6 more weeks of winter where I live anyway. But yeah, this was Puxatawny Phil. I love, like in Groundhog Day, that the groundhog made a statement. So stupid. I don't know how this got started, but it's worse now because now there's Staten Island Chuck. And as you know, Staten Island Chuck predicted he did not see a shadow. So we're having an early spring. However, he's not the real Staten Island Chuck because the real Staten Island Chuck was killed by Mayor de Blasio several years ago. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He dropped
a bummer.
the groundhog.
I don't even like seeing that picture.
Yeah, no, it's awful. He killed him, and that's why the mayor doesn't show up at Staten Island Chuck's.
Not only did he kill him, but he ate his heart in front of the camera.
De Blasio is pure evil.
Well, it was for the harvest, Nick.
That's right.
This was Milltown Mel, and he's another Jersey groundhog that was going to be. They're trying to make it a big thing. But he died the day before Groundhog Day.
Oh.
And this one is the newest one. Another one from Jersey at the Turtleback Zoo called Lady Edwina. And see, she also saw her shadow. And after she made the prediction, they gave her a nice snack. So she always wants to make a quality prediction because then she knows she's going to be. See, she's treated politely. Thank goodness they're they don't have de Blasio as a mayor. What a complete dick. He's like smiling in that picture. And this is what most animals are doing on Groundhog Day because they're upset that it's not about them.
Look at that derby cap.
I know. This is at the American Kennel Club. There's nothing funnier. I mean, Nick, you understand what this picture is? This is that Bugs Bunny cartoon where that bulldog wears that
right.
hat. I mean, once you mentioned it, I realized that's what it is.
Is that the one who had the cigar?
Yeah, he's got a cigar, and I think that's the one where they Look, fellas, a tree grows in Brooklyn. And he's got that little dog around. What are we going to do today, Muggsy? And these are some weirdos. It's a 3-day festival in Bulgaria to ward off evil spirits. Because 3 days to ward off evil spirits, is that necessary? 3 fucking days? This is in Bulgaria, Mike, Nick. Do you know why they have to do this for 3 days in Bulgaria? No, because that's where the child catcher is.
Oh, of course. I love that. That guy always scared the shit out of me.
Exactly. And that's since they finally got rid of the child catching in Bulgaria, they've warded off the evil spirit. It takes about 3 days to get rid of that guy. He's terrifying. Yeah. That was the most terrifying person in movie history if you're a child.
Did you find him as scary as the evil witch in Wizard of Oz or more?
This guy was 10 times scarier.
Wow.
I think so too.
But as you know, on this show, we've always been talking about
you.
Margaret Hamilton trying to, or maybe my show, or maybe Just Got in the City. I've always played the clip of how Margaret Hamilton was trying to change her, that kids weren't scared of her, you know, the actress, and that awesome one where she goes on Mr. Rogers and it just completely backfires on her, and she's even more scary. Like he's trying so hard, like, but you're just an actress, and that's right, Fred. You see, Fred, a lot of people don't see me as an actress. It's worse. Even with the makeup, it's that voice. Just like on the Paul Lynde special. What?
Quit throwing eggs at my house.
Now, you kids better stop it right now. More coffee, dear? Also, you know, she's in that Paul Lynde special as the cleaning lady. And she's like, now, look, Mr. Lynn, you know exactly what day it is. It's Halloween. Yeah, I felt bad. She looks like a very kind lady, but she's just too good of an actress, I guess, or not a good actress, and she just is the Wicked Witch. Meanwhile, here's more people are out of there. Here's the blessing of the salmon service in England. What is happening? What are people doing? It gets worse. Here's the flowers as offering to the sea goddess in Brazil. I think we've all lost our minds.
I got no problem with that.
Oh, playing homage to your sea goddess, are you? Now look, Fred. That's Mr. Rogers. Well, you see, I put on this hat, and then I go, ha, 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 and Mr. Rogers goes, I didn't see a difference in what you were doing. Fred Rogers isn't even playing along. It's that bad. And here, this is in France, and they're making these huge things of the president's wife for some reason for a carnival. I'm sure she's thrilled. This is a horrible thing to do to a woman, I think, even though I know it's done in love, but it's ridiculous. But listen, I'm making fun of those other countries. We have our problems too. You know, the fact that these people are so excited to meet Donald Trump. And you know what the weird part is, guys? I think my sister has pictures of him being at a wedding she was at, and she got excited too. And I don't know. Sometimes you see, well, he was the president, and you're just kind of like, oh, what a great guy. You get caught up in the moment. But yipes. These kids are just too excited. This is in South Carolina, not Kentucky, Marcy. This is in Peru. This is a beach in Peru. Now, I just looked up where Peru was. I always got confused whether it was in Europe and South America. And it looks like it's
isn't it?
The what?
Machu Picchu?
I don't know. But all I know is I looked up their coastline, and it's full of beaches. So why is everybody crowded in this beach? Can you imagine if this is what summers were like? This would be a nightmare.
Yeah, you tell people to get out of the water, it would take like days.
Right. If there's a shark in the water, forget it. Everybody's just going to die. Yeah. Oy. And this is, does anybody know what this is?
That is a aerial shot of a bunch of guys with hats on.
You're right. It's Hindu people listening to a religious leader in India. And it's just so wonderfully colorful. And I always remember Octopussy being that way when they came out. Right. They were like, oh, we filmed in the very colorful India. And I remember saying to myself, what are they talking about? Because in my mind, India is just poor and destitute. But it really is colorful. It's kind of great. It's like if all third world countries could just put some color into their life, I think they'd be happier. Is that a horribly stupid thing to say?
It's likely. You said it.
Right. Octopussy.
Oh, man. Which one?
What? No, none of these girls are. This is Octopussy here.
No, I know, but I was wondering which one you would prefer.
Oh, well, these are all 80s hot girls. So I guess if I had to choose, I think I'd choose the one on top here.
The one on top.
She has the nicest eyes, like blonde. But they're 80s hot, so it's not. I don't know if there is a trend. It's like when we used to see girls from the 50s, and our dads would tell us, "Oh, she's hot," and then you'd be like, "What are you talking about?" And then, of course, this is Octopussy's girls that she has with them, and this is VJ Armitage. What's going on, Nick? Are you all right?
Yes.
New York City, huh? This is VJ. He was a tennis player, a really popular tennis player in the 80s. And I guess Roger Moore was a huge fan, and he had him as an agent in Octopussy. So he's a real tennis player. And, of course, it was so ridiculous because at one point he's hitting people with his tennis racket. So it just kind of made you angry. Meanwhile, here's the reunion of Maude Adams and VJ. Now,
Maude Adams.
This guy looks exactly like he did back then, but Maude Adams, not so much. She still looks cute, but I did not recognize her. Did you guys?
No.
Yeah. But it's so unfair, men and women and the aging process. It is completely unacceptable. I think she looks really cute, though.
Stop trying to cover your ass.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to do that. This is also Octopussy.
Lovely.
What?
She's lovely on the right.
Yeah, so this is an Octopussy girl, a boat girl. Her name is, I think, Stacy something. I think I have it on the next slide. She's just a regular Octopussy girl, and she goes to conventions. Mary Staven as the Octopussy girl. This is an authentic autograph that she can sell at a convention as a Bond girl, as an Octopussy girl. And, of course, there is proof of her being in the movie here. Now, she was also Miss World in 1977. So the obvious trajectory of her life would bring her to be a Bond girl with probably no lines of dialogue, but looking good in a little Indian outfit. And she was also rowing on that boat. And the best part is all of this is that Roger Moore was obviously ridiculously attracted to her. So he said, why not be in my next movie, A View to a Kill? And why do I think that that's the case? Because that's exactly what I would do. Roger Moore was no fool, and he was all man. He is 57 here, and she's 27. So Dave Juskow is all in. Hello. Boy, it used to be such a man's world. Why do you ladies have to ruin it for all of us? This was so unacceptable even back then. So, like as a huge James Bond fan, this was unacceptable even back then. Yeah, some Leonardo shit. That's right. But Leonardo's at least he's been dating the girls the same age ever since he was that age. So it's all right. This is Mary Staven now. So it still looks okay, I guess. Whatever. I love looking at pictures of people now. It's like looking at your high school yearbook picture. This is, by the way, the yellow Gatorade when the Eagles beat the 49ers. Just so
right.
So that was just, 2 weeks ago?
Definitely.
And now our weather things as we do every. Hi, Jenny Cohn Sanchez. if this is in Montreal and they're clearing snow, but clearing it from what? And where's it going? Like you're making a mountain of snow from a mountain of, it looks like, unless they're planning on just continuing to go through the mountain and just make it go further this way to the left. I mean, what's the point? This looks like it's like a salt mine anyway. There's like no way to win here.
Yeah.
Maybe Liz can tell us. And this is in New Zealand after a big rainstorm. This house is about to like fall off, right?
Definitely.
So you say to yourself, oh my God, these poor people. But can you really say, oh my God, these poor people? It's like,
you can't.
This is the perfect house to fall off a cliff, because clearly these people have a second location where they can go until their house is rebuilt.
Door, yeah.
Right. So, So you don't have to feel that bad about this one. That's why I like this picture. This is a place where I got to tell you, I really want to go someday. This is in Norway, the polar night. They have a polar night, which means it's basically dark 24/7. Now, I know I complain that I have seasonal depression, but this is at 3:00 in the afternoon in Norway, and it just looks, I don't know, there's something about it. I know it would get to me after a while that the sun just never rises. Like it pretty much, this is it.
Yeah.
During certain times of the year, but doesn't it look beautiful?
It is beautiful. It's very scenic. It's very, I would hate it because there's probably nothing to do, but.
I know. For some reason, this is where I want to go.
Maybe if the Comedy Cellar opened up over there.
We should tell Noam next winter.
Yeah, Tom.
Let's cheer these people up. Actually, it's not a bad idea. He was planning on building one, and where did I say last week? And was it not Dubai? Oh, in Qatar. He was planning on doing a pop-up Comedy Cellar in Qatar for the Cup. Brilliant move.
Wow.
Aunt Judy saying, David, if you had a girlfriend, the long night is great. Thank you for believing in me, Aunt Judy, that I could actually have a girlfriend or that there'd be a long night. That'd be about 30 seconds. This is the Pope in the Congo in his Pope mobile. This is last week. And I like that he's always traveling around. And this is when he was in New York City in 1979 before they invented the Pope mobile. He was just in a regular limo going out the window like in Big. Why do I hate this picture? My parking garage is right there. God damn it. They always have this shit near my parking garage. But I love this picture. It's on Madison Avenue, right in Midtown. This is remember? Nick, you weren't here, but yeah, I remember it was huge that the Pope was coming to New York City.
Right.
Remember Father Guido Sarducci was talking about it nonstop on Saturday Night Live. That's what I mostly remember. And he had the thing, the find the Pope in the pizza. They had all these things because it was very exciting that he was coming. But meanwhile, this is in 1980, about 10 years later, when they had the Pope mobile finally. And this is in Los Angeles. And look how horribly dull it is in Los Angeles.
It is kind of dull, that picture. Yeah.
Right? I mean,
that looks like the highway, but
this is exciting. Look, the ticker tape shit. And then it's just.
Well, I don't think
LA.
anyone's confusing LA with New York in terms of which one is better. But that does not look good. It doesn't even really look that well attended.
No, that's what I'm saying, right? And he's in Koreatown. Maybe it was remember Koreatown was like, now people hang out there, but it's like now people live in Bushwick, kids, which didn't happen in 1987 and really shouldn't happen now because Bushwick is still kind of gross. Anonymous says, I imagine Dave's car is either the car in the Karate Kid where she's like, pop it, or the car in Uncle Buck. Well, you got that right, Anonymous. My car is a mess just like that. I've told you, I've had to, when I'm sitting there teaching and I leave, I pop the hood and I put in power steering fluid before I leave as the kids go by in their BMWs. It's very embarrassing. It's right out of Clueless is what it is. Because in the movie Clueless, the teacher can't get into her car. And all those kids are riding beautiful cars. Yeah, I wish I had the Pope mobile. I wish I had it, but those are the pictures for this week.
That was awesome.
Nick, you're going to be in St. Louis and you don't have a show on Super Bowl Sunday, will you be traveling back on?
I'll be flying back at 7 in the morning on.
So you'll be back in.
I'll be back here by 11.
Where are you going to watch the Super Bowl?
Probably at the Cellar, I imagine.
Oh, really? Have you done that before?
Yeah, I did it a few years ago.
Oh, because you're going to be working there?
Yeah.
So what do they do? Have the Village Underground for it?
No. They just have the olive
just
tree.
In the bar? Oh. Yeah, it's funny. Ever since...
Where are you going?
Guys, ever since COVID, I've just actually enjoyed watching it by myself. Last year, I think, during COVID was the first time, after all these years of being... going to a bar or going to someone's house, it was actually exciting listening to the commentators. Especially, I like Tony Romo, and I don't know why people are making fun of him this week.
Yeah, he's making a lot of news.
Yeah, they said he did a bad job. I disagree. I think he's cool. So I was very excited listening to the announcer because, you never hear the commentary of the Super Bowl. Even though that was a horrible Super Bowl last year, but I don't know. I guess, what happened the past couple of years is I would go to a place where I knew the owner of the bar, and by halftime I'd be out so much money that he had to drive me home while I was in tears.
Right.
And the last time that happened, I think, was what the movie 80 for Brady was. I went home in tears, and then they were tears of joy at the end.
Did that movie make any money?
I don't see how it couldn't. It looks so much fun unless you are a Jets fan and hate the Patriots. But Fortunately, that day I decided to bet on. That was the first time I decided to bet on the Patriots. I always bet against the Patriots. I hate the Patriots. I finally bet on the Patriots, and they're down 28-3. And I go home. I'm not even watching, and somebody calls me like, "Hey, can you believe it?" I'm like, "Shut up, shut up." And they're like, "No, they're going in overtime." I'm like, you're such a liar. Like, I refuse to believe somebody wasn't toying with me. And then I stayed up all night just watching the coverage because I couldn't believe not only did they win, but they covered the spread.
Beautiful. See, there is a God.
I'm excited for 80 for Brady. Very excited. I can't wait to see it. Those actresses are obviously great. Don't you love that Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin are working together again in a movie like 9 to 5? And it's a movie where they get high again, apparently, I think, or they take edibles, just like in that scene in 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I wish they ran into Dolly Parton. That would be a lot of fun. And you make a movie in 1979 and you make a movie in 2023. That is some serious staying power, man.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that movie. I really like Rita Moreno. She's amazing. Mike Royce works with her. Our friend Mike on One Day at a Time. She's you
said men have it better. Dabney Coleman's dead. So.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't say they had it better. I said they might age a little better, or maybe the way we feel better is. But no, those women have aged perfectly. I didn't know. I knew Jane Fonda was in her 80s. I didn't know about Lily Tomlin, but I was positive Sally Field was not yet, and she's not. No. And Anonymous, you're right. Dolly should be in everything. She's the coolest person on the planet, maybe. Dolly Parton is way cool. She was cool at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's way cool. I mean, somebody like Dolly Parton, the Grammys were just last week. And when you're in a movie and then they ask you to also write the theme song to the movie, and then you write a hit, you just win, right?
Right.
9 to 5 is amazing. That song is amazing. Even the way it just starts. Dum, bum, 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 da, 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 dum, 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 dum. Stumble out of bed, like it's, and she made a song that is really totally country, but works. What did he say, Mike?
He said he really brought it to life there.
Damn it. I'm sorry. I talk so much. I miss the comedy. And then see, at least Mike is listening. So I'm sorry.
Oh, here's that dog you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the dog.
Yeah. Hey, Spike.
And then Catalina was talking about Lee Marvin and Paint Your Wagon.
How the hell would she know about that? I'll tell you, that Catalina is something else. I was just thinking about my class, and I was thinking, I'm showing them, we're watching Notting Hill this week, but I think we're watching Arthur next week, and Catalina just saw it on my recommendation, and, her being 22, she loved it, Nick. It made me so happy. because you're never sure. Somebody from Chile, somebody younger, if that's going to hold up, a drunk older guy, something like that. But she loved it, so it makes me really happy. And then I'm trying to figure out kind of what to show next or what to talk about next. And I'm thinking about maybe going with like an older film, but I'm not sure what. I'd love to. I could just teach a course on North by Northwest, the Alfred Hitchcock film, which is probably the only film I liked that was before I was born.
You getting paid for this?
I do.
That's awesome.
Not a lot, but still, I would have done it for free. So I just graded my first papers this week.
Failed them all just because he could.
No, I gave everybody an A, except for that one troublemaking kid. Except for the kid who was eating in class last week. I'm still angry about it. He was eating rice cakes and he was opening them with people. I'm like, what's the matter with you? It's like what I was doing with you, Mike, when you were like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, I got to relax. Somebody's going to call somebody's parents. Then I got to remember it's just college, so they're not going to call anybody's parents. But still, in this day and age, right? Got to be careful. Yeah, eating in class. Are you chewing gum online? And Nick, I got my college ID, so now I can go to a movie theater and go, student.
That's awesome.
You dropped your beads. Raisinets. Oh, right, Jenny. It's like people eating that. They said that in the New York Magazine etiquette. The subway is not your dining room. Who the fuck eats riding the subway?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't even bring a cup of coffee onto the subway.
Yeah. It's really gross.
I just see people eat like a full meal, like
a full meal in a plate with a fork.
Tupperware.
I don't get it. What's the matter with those people? Why would you want to? It's so gross. And why would you want to carry a liquid onto the subway?
Guys, I gotta go.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right. It's 7:00. Are you performing tonight at the Cellar?
No, I have dinner plans.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we have dinner plans tomorrow, right?
No, I'm not going.
You're not going?
No, I can't.
Oh, I didn't know. Does Russ know?
Yeah, Russ knows. I put it in the chat.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a bummer. I thought you were going.
But hey, thanks for having me on, and nice to hear you again, guys.
Yeah, you're beloved in the chat room. Thanks for coming on, Nick. Nick is in St. Louis this weekend, so if you are in town,
at the Funny Bone in St. Charles.
The Funny Bone in St. Charles. Thanks, Nick. Nick Griffin, everybody. I thought he was coming. We're celebrating Russ Maneev's birthday.
Oh, cool.
Tomorrow with David Tell, and I thought Nick, but I guess not. Used to be we added Nick after Artie Lang doesn't come around anymore. It was always the four of us, me, David Tell, Russ Maneev, and Artie. We'd celebrate our birthdays. Dave's first in January, Russ is second in February. I'm third in August, and Artie was in October. And now we've added Nick as a replacement for Artie, and nobody knows when his birthday is. No, I think it's in November, but I'm not positive. We never celebrate his birthday. It's really just about the three of us. Anyway, folks, that is our show for today. And Mike, first of all, let me just also, I wish I'd asked. Nick also has a podcast called Scary Monsters, which is, a movie review like Mike's, but they concentrate on horror. Mike, what do you have coming out this week on your podcast?
I have to watch Romancing the Stone, but I can't remember where we record ahead of time, so I don't know which one's publishing this week. But I do have to watch Romancing the Stone this week for that podcast.
You have to watch Romancing the Stone, but you were going to say Jewel of the Nile, the sequel. Why did you say that all of a sudden, or did you just?
I forgot which one was first for a second.
Oh, okay. Catalina, I changed the Wish You Were Here poster because it had been up for like 2 years, and it was just time for a change. And I figured since I'm teaching the class on Clueless, I'll make the Clueless one, and then I'll change that after I finish. I'm keeping the boxes, Liz, for eBay purposes. I think I bought. What did I buy? I bought Cascade tablets to put in the dishwasher and some hair gel.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Retrospective Promenade is the podcast.
Retrospective Promenade. And where are you performing this week?
This week I'm not anywhere, but we come back to the city on Sunday of all days. So,
Oh, you're coming back on Super Bowl Sunday?
yeah,
Like, what time are you coming back?
I think I land at 7.
So you'll be watching the Super Bowl on the plane.
I'm on JetBlue, so I'll be able to.
I've always wanted to do that in a way, but yet not. Like the idea of it. Oh, and you're on JetBlue, so that's perfect. So you will be able to watch, right? I didn't know anybody was taking JetBlue anymore. All right, well, that's great because next week we're going to be in studio. It'll be Valentine's Day. Hopefully, Colin Smith will be joining us. I'll find out soon. He's usually good, but of course, it's Valentine's Day, so a guy like that probably has commitments. I told him to bring out his girlfriend. So we'll see, and then we'll see who our guests are, and then we're going to be in the studio for 3 weeks. So we'll try and get this thing going, try and make some guests appear and have a good time as always. Well, everybody, good luck on the Super Bowl and your betting, and I hope everybody enjoys watching it. Join Mike and I on the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show next week at 6 o'clock right here on the Comedy Cellar YouTube channel. Good night.